Oh yeah, they're making a Nuke.
What is going on, everyone?
What's good, gang, all that
We're
jazz.
back with the Pound /
What's
Marvel
up?
Media Podcast.
Yeah, I am Pound.
And I'm Slash.
We're in this bitch.
Interesting day. So we lied to you guys.
Right, because
we lied to you guys because I thought we had one more week before Miss Marvel started. And boy, was I proved wrong. Or
right.
Found out to be wrong on Tuesday.
I think as an ashtray, too. That's what's up, man.
The good news is we are still going to cover Wolverine vs. Sabretooth Reborn after Miss Marvel is over. It is still going to be our next non-Disney Plus show that we cover. Right. Because I bought the motherfucker. Okay?
Can you... That's why you don't want to imagine it. Just be like, hey, guess what? We're going to pull from another... Like, what the fuck? No, we are not.
I'm actually not even mad about it. It was only $3.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not funny.
For 40 minutes, it better not be more than fucking 5.
This shit gonna be ass. We get to that. So, like, what am I looking at here?
So, like I said, we will cover this as soon as Miss Marvel's over. This will be the next thing we do.
6 weeks. 6 weeks of Miss Marvel.
We're gonna be covering today Miss Marvel.
First episode.
And then some news.
Yeah, we got some news. Hell yeah.
And then that's really it. News of Miss Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to talk a little bit at the end about Marvel as a whole. Because I feel like there's some people out there that need spoken to. Not in a harsh way. Like I usually do. It's not a rant session. But that'll be at the end of the podcast. So, with that being said, Ralphus, give us the news.
All right off the bat, we have Chris Evans says it would be a tall order for him to return as Captain America in MCU. He says it's so precious to me, it would have been perfect. Basically, he's saying that he would like to come back, but
I actually watched the interview.
Right,
and what he says is, it's not that he would like to come back.
Okay, I thought okay.
If he's going to come back, it has to be perfect. So it can't just be him coming back for shits and giggles. Like, he has to come back for a perfect reason. Like, a reason for Rogers to come back.
I'm trying to think. What I mean, would it become a Hydra agent, I guess?
No, I don't know. And here's the thing. What's perfect to him may not even be perfect to us. Because for us, in a perfect world, he would still be around. Just like Iron Man, just like, all these other characters, but they're not. People are gone. People have died. People are old. So we got to move on.
Right, people are moving on, like literally.
But I wouldn't mind at some point.
We come back to that.
Maybe even during Secret Wars, seeing Steve Rogers versus Sam Wilson.
So you saying you think a cat from that's what I'm saying, like for like a Hydra Captain America, but from another. Well,
I wouldn't say a Hydra Cap. There's a scene somewhere in Marvel after Sam gets the shield that him and Steve Rogers actually fight, and Steve's not a Hydra agent when it happens.
Why I forgot that? Or forget that? Huh?
I don't know. I don't remember why they fought.
But they fought before? Wow. I mean, wow. Okay. I would not have known that. Huh.
So yeah, again.
He said is it like he's wanting to keep playing this character?
You didn't watch the interview though, did you?
I only watched a little bit of it.
He really doesn't.
Yeah, okay, because he don't want to be typecast as being Captain America.
It's not even just that. He loves the role. He loved playing the character. The character is near and dear to his heart. That's right. His biggest role. Right. It's just he feels like that course has run that character's run its course. There's not much else they can do with him. Because even at the end, he was like, it's kind of a tall order, and he even had like that look on his face, like it's probably not going to happen.
Right. It has to be like some Hugh Jackman shit. Like, let's gotta be like Wolverine.
No,
shit.
He's got to go too. Fucking quit it.
Because even he was talking about. I heard that news was kind of funny just a little bit. He was like, "Yeah, I'll come back." Like, because remember we talked about it before, but now that with those situations with the multiverse too as well, he's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind, dabbling back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe." I'm like, "Wait,
I would,
what?"
stop.
Like, wait a minute, you want to dabble back into it?
Unless you're going to find a way to be Wolverine for the next 25 years, fucking quit.
That's exactly... He'll be like 70 years old after this bitch, you can't. Anyway, Next bit of news we also have is that, what else we got? Hold up. The Miss Marvel's premiere suggests that Captain Marvel quickly left Earth after Avengers Endgame. Which, I mean, I know we'll get to that.
We already knew about that.
Yeah, but basically they're saying that, you know, the whole situation is that, because, well, we'll get to that later when we get to the thing. But that because people were wondering and asking questions like, well, where is this at here? Like, where does this take place? Like, is it 1 year, 2 years? Like, people were still asking about that.
Yeah, I don't care.
Dang, you should always care about the fans. Thank you.
Just wasn't about the fans. I don't care when it takes place. All we need to know right now is it takes place after Endgame.
It could take place like Infinity War.
No, we know it doesn't.
Oh yeah, because
The fight with Thanos is already done.
Yeah,
She mentions that in the very beginning of the first episode.
she did with her YouTube thing too. That's a weird YouTube channel. Anyway, well, of course, like the biggest news that everybody talked about. I talked to you about it. Marvel Studios is developing Thunderbolts villain movie. Director Jack Shear. With they're bringing U.S. Agent Yelena, Winter Soldier, which I don't know how that's going to play a part. Jesus Christ, is it because he's going to try to fight U.S. Agent? I guess. Jesus. And what's an Echo from Ant-Man and the Wasp? Those are the like 4 people who are and Han Baron Zemo. So those are the 5 people that they got so far to be in this Thunderbolts movie.
Is that confirmed? Like 100% those 5 people are going to be in it?
Yes. Yes. And they're doing it like a Suicide Squad.
Or is that speculated?
Hold up, they said confirmed. Wait a minute. Hold up. This is supervillain led. Oh no, could. Damn, you're right. Okay, yeah, it's speculated. It says superhero villain led movie could include Yelena, Baron, Ghost, Taskmaster, and the Abomination, U.S. Agent, and the Winter Soldier. So it could happen with them. Now, Thunder movie is in the works though.
We know that's happening.
Yeah, but okay, my bad. I didn't read that very, very carefully. I thought it said they confirmed, but it said it could include. So, how would you feel about that type of group showing up? And why? And my thing is though, why would anybody want was Winter Soldier ever part of the Thunderbolts? Like, why would he be a part of something like that? That's kind of weird to throw him in there.
Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
He was one of the original leaders
of Thunderbolts?
Of the Thunderbolts in the comics, yeah.
Really?
It says, another classic member and previously leader of the Thunderbolts, the inclusion of Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes would give the character a new place to appear in the MCU, but also have plenty of screen time with Baron Zemo once again.
Okay.
It's unclear if Bucky will even appear in the upcoming Captain America 4, so a spot on the Thunderbolts would give MCU fans their Winter Soldier fix. But that's why I was asking, so...
My bad. Now that I'm rereading that again,
it just depends on how they want to go with it. Because, and again, I don't think they're going to go the Suicide Squad route.
No. This one they did convert it. They said breaking news: Marvel is developing a Suicide Squad-esque Thunderbolts villain movie. So they're gonna go that route where people may die, they may not die. You know, they did confirm that one. So it's a Suicide Squad-esque Thunderbolts movie.
We'll have to see how they do it. The Thunderbolts were one of those not really villain, not really hero teams to begin with.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to look too much into it until they actually release some information. But
well, yeah, do we actually know who the hell is actually playing these damn
It's cool that they're doing it, though.
Oh, yeah. When I read that, I was like, you know, I know you was like unemotional. I was like, bruh, Thunder. Well, we knew they were making it, but we didn't know like when it was coming. It's coming out next year. Like they were speculating. Well, because you know William Hurt's gone because they were trying to lead it with him, but you know with the passing of that character, like I guess it just be what's that lady's name? Jesus Christ, the chick that was Julie. I'm gonna call her Julie Dreyfus. Her character. I guess now she's gonna be the one.
Hydra.
Right, Madam Hydra. I guess she's the one that's gonna be leading the whole.
Well, we don't know. They could still just replace the actor. Everybody keeps forgetting people can be recast. That's not an issue.
So you can find Make them more younger, or not younger, but like middle.
Because one of the things about
ages.
the Thunderbolts, Red Hulk is supposed to be in it. That's who Thunderbolt is.
Right. So you can have like a middle-aged Thunderbolt Ross. You can do it just like that. It's just all Marvel magic. Like, hey, we got Thunderbolt Ross in here. Like, we do, but he ain't.
They don't even gotta do that. Just recast
Oh.
him.
That tackle though. I'm sorry. Anyway. All right. Also, a bit of news we also have is they said. Wait, what? Said, is this? Said something about the producer team is hoping for a season 2. It is laid out that it's a limited series.
What?
Of Miss Marvel.
Thank you. Ralph.
Listen here, bitch. I am tired as fuck with your ass.
Fails at his job.
I'm going to tackle you.
You
on
have
the
one
camera.
job, Ralph.
This camera's just gonna just fade out. Then you will perish. Yeah, they're hoping for a season 2 because with all the also said with all the backlash that's good. Which, okay, you're saying like and like when one of our coworkers asked, she said like, well, is Miss Marvel good? I said, well, it depends on who you ask because really some people are not finding this a good show. Which is sad because I actually enjoyed it. Like I'm not saying I liked it, but it was cool for what it was worth. Like there were articles coming out that it's been bombed. Like some people said it's been like they went on IMDb said they 1-starred it, but some people actually gave legitimate things saying that the story was too slow. Which yes and no, we'll get to that later. But right now their producing team is.
Are you ready for this?
What you got?
Rotten Tomatoes has a 97%.
Yeah.
From reviewers,
Right.
85% for average audience score.
Right. No. That's it's like with
that
Moon
means
Knight.
It's being mostly praised.
Right. Well, just like with Moon Knight, you see how that went down. People still didn't like. Right. Moon Knight. In fact, Moon Knight actually did a lot better than this Marvel. Actually.
We didn't like Moon Knight.
Right. But the whole general population liked Moon Knight, I guess, in a way. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm saying like
I only brought that up because you came to me the day after it came out and said a lot of people are trashing it. And it's not that a lot of people are trashing it. The people that are talking about it, the vocal bunch,
right,
are trashing it.
Right, the people who have already have seen it. But it's also a mixture of it too, because you've got people like when I read before there was another article that said that they've been 1-star and bomb IMDb. They're the ones that just hate on Marvel. But there were people who actually gave general advice like the story pacing was, it was only one episode. Lord have mercy. It's only one episode, y'all. Let's get to like episode 4, then we'll be like, yo.
We'll get there.
Yeah, but yeah. But that's what we're hoping for. Like they get it, like they will live a series. Like right now, no way we get a season 2, but not Moon Knight or people are saying the show like Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Loki needs a second season. It's almost like it acts like a sequel. I'm like, it's only one episode, y'all. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Anyway, there has been new footages out of the Thor: Love and Thunder. 4 main characters have been released in a new TV spot, which is Grog, Lady Thor with
Korg.
Korg. I thought it was Grog.
Is it Grog? I thought it was Korg. Could be Grog. I don't know.
Grog. Basically, you got Fat Thor doing a montage, him working out. You got Tess just looking bored as shit. Like, why am I here? Because, she's now the Queen of Asgard. You have, I really forgot this woman's name, Natalie Portman. she's without him, just waving to people, whatnot. Just some new footage out for a new promo. Just to sell the fact that, Thor's coming. Shuri is in purple from Black Panther 2. So
his name's Korg.
Korg? Oh, cool. Does he have a sidekick? That little sidekick thing with the little plant? I thought he had a sidekick, but I could be wrong. How you feel about this little thing, though? Like, in Wakanda Forever, she's now purple.
I don't know. Like I said, that's the movie this year that I'm least interested in, but at the same time, most curious about. Because I have the same question everyone else does. What are they going to do about Black Panther? And that will obviously be the movie where we find out what happens. My only problem is, though, without Black Panther being in it.
I mean, you're going to piss off. Like I said before,
Because,
fans are going to piss off regardless how this is going to turn out.
He passed away.
Right.
I'm not as interested as I was. But again, I'm definitely curious. Definitely curious.
I think that might be everything. Yeah, that's it.
The last little bit of news.
Yeah, what you got? I was going to ask you. Yeah,
the last little bit of news actually has nothing to do with Marvel. We're going to dip into the DC stratosphere here for a second.
Shit.
And the only reason I want to bring this up is because I find it funny. Yeah. I find it funny, and there's a reason I find it funny. I have been reading online everyone talking about Amber Heard being taken out of Aquaman 2. And everybody is saying, yeah, they said they're taking Amber Heard out of Aquaman 2. Amber Heard's not going to be in it. And here's the thing. WB never once came out and said it. Not once. And I had people trying to legit argue with me saying, no, WB said it.
Yeah.
And then within the last day and a half, WB
now test screenings. What the?
WB has pretty much officially announced they did not cut her scene. She's still in the movie.
In fact, she's getting more screen time. Oh my god.
So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. There's a reason for that. And it's pretty much going to be because if you take her scenes out of the movie's not going to make much sense. And it sucks. Most of us don't want her in the movie. I'm not going to watch the movie.
Oh, fuck. I'd rather eat lead.
I wouldn't watch it even if she wasn't in it.
Right. Well, yeah, it's DC.
It's fucking Aquaman. I don't care.
I got burned too many times by DCU, but that's the point.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can't just cut one person completely out of a movie with expectations that the movie's still going to be interesting, regardless of how much this person sucks or not. Just like they're not going to completely cut Ezra Miller out of The Flash. You can't do that.
Which, there's a...
So unfortunately...
Ezra Miller hit his sister.
So unfortunately, there's one of two options we have here. One of three options. There's three ways you can go about it.
You can shut this bitch down.
You either put the movies out...
yeah.
And hope to make some money off of it. I mean, you've already spent a crap ton making them.
They can't put it on streaming service.
You completely cancel the movies. They're done. We're not putting them out.
Shut the bitches down completely.
And completely just bite the loss. Or reshoot a crap ton of scenes.
Oh my god, like Suicide Squad.
Recast and reshoot.
Oh no.
Here's the problem with any of these. You can't just can it. You've done spent way too much money.
You put like what, $300 million on this shit?
You at least want to try and get back some of that money.
$100 million?
You might not make it all back, but you at least want to try to make some.
You just want to go $100 million. $150 million. That's what you want to get back. At least get at least half and then take the loss.
Especially with as bad as things are going right now for DC movies in general, because just people aren't as interested as.
Like I said, I saw the Black Adam trailer and I'm like, okay. Literally, okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch it. Don't care.
Yeah, right. See, he didn't watch it. I was like, okay.
You can't just recast and reshoot, because then you got to try and get a whole bunch of people together to travel however many different places they got to go to reshoot, or you run the risk of like you could green room reshoot to try and just fit them into the scenes. But then when you do that, you run the risk of CGIing out a mustache or something stupid that just looks so obvious that they shouldn't be there. So the only other option that leaves is just put the movies out.
Yeah.
And hope you at least make some of that money back. Which is what they're going to do with both The Flash
they have no choice, man. They got to throw them out.
I mean, look how much money they spent in Flash just getting all these cameos from all the Batman
Michael
and
Keaton.
You can't just throw it out as much as you want to. So, I just want people out there to know, believe me when I say WB definitely sees what's going on. I can almost. Now, I'm not going to speak for them completely, but I can almost guarantee they don't want anything to do with Amber Heard moving forward.
Yeah, after this should be breaking news. Amber Heard lose her contract. Like that should be like the next thing after as soon as this movie dropped. They're like, breaking news. Amber Heard loses contract. Ezra Miller loses contract. Oh wow, dang, just like that, fast. Wow, that's the fastest way to get out of there. Cool. I mean, that should be just losing Warner Bros. Contract.
But everybody's also got to just understand, keep realistic expectations. They're not going to scrap portions of movie, like almost, because they were talking about if they were to take all of Amber Heard's scenes out,
15 minutes,
it would lose like 25 to 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, start out.
You're talking about losing 1/3 of the whole movie.
1/3 of the whole movie. Oh shit,
that's a pretty big chunk, y'all.
We ain't even got the trailer yet. Have you even got the trailer for Aquaman 2?
I don't know.
I know you don't care, but I just.
So, anyways,
look to our black hat. How the hell you going? This is what you know.
Here's the thing.
We're almost fucked up.
I want to see Black Adam.
You know it's The Rock. What the hell?
Because of The Rock.
Goddamn. What?
When it's streamable, gonna go see it. On my bed.
With my cigarette.
With my cigarette.
And without lightning. That's it.
And the ability to pause when I need to pee.
Go pee. All right, I gotta go pee. And that will be every 5-10 minutes.
I actually rarely ever get up during a movie when I'm laying down. It's in theaters for whatever fucking reason. I don't know what it is.
Right, and it's always, but except for Doctor Strange, you actually didn't miss the best part. You actually got it still slow time.
No. I actually got up at like the perfect time. I came back and didn't miss hardly anything.
Nothing. That's fucking wild. And usually he be missing like the best part. He get that bitch like on streaming or something, like with no one home.
All right. Anyways,
but yeah, let's just get into Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel episode 1.
Yep.
Was titled Generation Y.
Which is like a good title because we're supposed to move into these new, not just Ms. Marvel, but new characters in general, just new heroes at all. So yeah.
Now we're not going to go step by step everything that happens. We're going to have a few talking points that we're going to talk about. We're expecting you to come here
to
have already seen the episode.
Right.
Here is going to be the thing. I'm going to do something a little different for a little bit of a different show. I'm going to come out the gate and tell you guys what I'm going to rate it.
Okay.
And then I will proceed as we go through the podcast to tell you why I'm rating it the way I'm rating it.
Okay.
All
right.
I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 7.
I think this is the best first episode in anything Disney Plus has done for Marvel so far. It is fun. Does a great job with giving us Kamala's background and why she is the way that she is. A part of it, I think it's really cool that they made her pretty much a YouTuber.
Right.
Being a YouTuber myself, I was like, hey, that's really dope.
Her YouTube is like something. That's pretty cool.
It's actually exactly what her screen name is in the comics. I just don't remember what it is right off the top of my head. Here's the thing. The reason I give it a 9 instead of a 10, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this show so far. Not one thing. I think we got the perfect first episode for this. The only reason I give it a 9 out of 10, and that'll probably be the highest score I give anything unless something crazy happens, is I'm not a Pakistani teenage girl. It's harder for me to relate to her as a character. Not to say that I don't think what they did was fantastic. Obviously, 9 out of 10 is...
But we can't relate. That's what dropped it for me for that part. Like I said, I agree with all that except for like that. Like I can't... And I think I don't know. I think I probably touched this last week. Like, well, what if it does pertain... It does pertain to me because it's a Marvel movie or a Marvel show, but at the end it's like, oh, she's a Pakistani teenager. That has nothing to do with me, Scooby. Like that's a. But see, because I felt disconnected, that's what kind of dropped me just a little bit from out of that spot. Don't get me wrong, man. The entertainment was there. Plus the YouTube. Come on now, like, and then have all this. Like she was giving out like Easter eggs left and right. The Avengers are mightiest hero. Like she was throwing it all out there, man. It's just like I couldn't relate to this character, and maybe that's why it dropped for me.
The directing has been fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I love the art moving along the walls throughout the episode.
Like, that's some interesting stuff right there.
There's the scene where her and Bruno are texting each other.
Right.
And the texts are showing up on the street in different ways, on the ceiling of her place, on the window, and they're using like neon signs to show the
It
text.
reminded me of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in a way,
And-
when they were doing their little situation.
Right. And then you mentioned earlier people were complaining about the pacing, and I think the pacing is perfect.
Right.
Because again, it's a first episode. She's got to get.
And that's what I'm saying there too. It's the first episode, so you gotta have.
She's got to get her powers.
She's got to get her power, and maybe that's that's a petty one. Like people are like, well, she hasn't got her powers yet. Yeah, no shit. It's the first freaking episode, episode 2. I'm pretty presume she's going to getting her power. I'm like, come on, you got to at least let it. Gotta wind into that like that.
I mean, no,
like,
she got it by the end of the episode.
No, but I'm not by the episode. I'm saying like y'all like they're like we need it now. It's like yo, calm down, y'all. I'm like then the woman's like, well, what's she gonna do with her power? She's gonna do some awesome shit with that power. Like,
well, the next episode or two is going to be her learning
how to do the right. That's exactly it. A whole training montage.
Now
it's always happening every time. What's that? 11K right now?
Something like that. But no, so where to really start talking about it story wise?
Start from the beginning, really.
I love that she is a fan, and I mean a fan in the purest form.
Would you hate me on that if I didn't really like that part? I mean, I liked that part too, but I think it was kind of like a weird obsession, which is fine.
Well, that's just it, though.
That's just it, though. Right.
That's comic accurate.
Right.
She's a fan.
He's a fan of Miss... Right, which is fine.
And that's going to be Ralph's problem. He doesn't like Captain Marvel. So her being a fan of Captain Marvel...
Oh, look.
Ralph is going to hate this show.
Oh!
Now, here's the thing. And I'm not even talking about Brie Larson's version of it.
Because they actually had an old version before she became... the original, before she became the Brie Larson we know in the MCU. I saw that. Like, they had, like, actually the real color of it.
I've been a fan of the character of Captain Marvel for a few years.
Right. I only saw her in X-Men.
So, as a character, I love Captain Marvel.
Right.
Now, would I cosplay her as her? No.
Oh, you don't cosplay with the leotard?
No, I'm good. But she's a fan in the same way we are of, like, Spider-Man. Like, could you imagine going to... not even necessarily AvengerCon, but going to Comic-Con dressed up as Spider-Man and having the dopest costume that was handmade, and you took the time to...
had like, that Spidey suit that he had in Infinity War, the death one, or, the one that he had Far From Home. Hell yeah, definitely.
And she may be a fan of... like a mega fan of Captain Marvel, but she's a fan of superheroes in general.
Well, yeah, because she brought up other... like, didn't she bring up Iron Man at one point?
Well, she had her podcast that she runs, or her little show.
That's awesome.
One of them was like Ant-Man and Wasp take a date to Paris.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, she's actually bringing out like notes on that. I like that.
So yeah, I love that she's a mega fan, and I also love that it drives her, because so many people, and this is another parallel that I see happening to people nowadays. And this is something I can relate to. Having a passion for something and wanting to chase it, but being told by everyone around
that you shouldn't do it.
That you shouldn't. You need to stay focused on what's going to be a guarantee way to make money and survive in this world. And when I first wanted to start YouTubing was when YouTube first started. Back before all these big name gamers were on it and all this. And I was like, I would love...
just be a part of that.
To go on YouTube and stream and make gaming videos and stuff like that. And this was when I'm in my early 20s, which is when YouTube came out.
God damn, I was like 14, 13.
Oh, shit. So that was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that support.
Oh, no, I believe you probably had people that just did not support this at all.
I had parents that didn't understand that, which I wasn't living with my parents at this time.
Right.
But I didn't have parents that would, like... give me that moral support.
Oh, no, they probably like, this was a waste of time.
I didn't have... I was married at the time, and my ex-wife wasn't... She was like, no, like, you're not going to get the stuff you need for this. Go to work. We got bills to pay. We got this. And I'm talking about, like, saving up to get it. Like, not even necessarily just jumping right in, but taking the time to save up maybe for 6 months to get a computer. Save up a little more time to get a capture card to be able to record me playing video games and stuff like that. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And every corner, nope.
Nobody didn't want to help that. And that's the thing. Even with our boss, like, even with his son, like, nobody didn't want to help him either. Like he's talking about his son, like how his son is on, the Twitch and all that, it's because he makes jokes about it, like, oh, playing video games didn't work, and I look at him now, he's doing exactly the one thing that, like, that's the thing, doing exactly the one thing that you love to do, like that's hard, that's hard, man, because you're going to have people going to doubt it because they don't understand, and rightfully so, I guess.
And that's one of the underlying themes of this entire episode is her mom and her family, again, because of the Pakistani background,
right?
They don't want her to be a dreamer. They want her to be a realist and
like become
focus on her studies. Become something that's going to be successful financially.
Didn't she say like a doctor or something or some shit?
I don't know.
I have to rewatch that again because she said you got to be a doctor. I said, gotta be damn. She's like, I just want to just be me. She's like, nah, do this like that. She wants to support her family.
And honestly, this isn't the first time in Phase 4 we've seen this.
No, we've seen this in what was it? Oh, Hawkeye. No, what?
Shang-Chi.
Right. Yeah, we did. But you have to follow father's footsteps.
Shang-Chi's friend, played by Awkwafina, I don't remember what her name is.
Right.
In the movie.
Right.
But her mom is very much, an aunt or grandma is very much, you need to get married, you need to become a doctor, you need to settle down,
children.
And she wants to be who she is.
Right.
And now another part that has also been big in Phase 4 is chasing your individuality, chasing who you are, becoming who you are.
Right.
Instead of becoming what everyone else wants you to be. And again, I think Miss Marvel pulls that off again so well. Like, even at the very end of the episode when she finally does sneak back into her room and her mom's sitting there. And her mom scolds her for being who she is. Keeping having her head in the clouds and worrying more about cosmic stuff than worrying about being the good person she was raised to be.
Right.
And she leaves the room, and what does Kamala do? Or Kamala. I keep mispronouncing her name. It's Kamala Khan.
Right, Kamala Khan. Right.
She lays down, puts her hand in front of her face with the cosmic power going around her fingers, and she goes, cosmic. Right.
And that's the thing I knew Nick was going to like, because once again, we went from somebody who just hated the power to now literally doing... Hey, it's kind of like you did a prediction, but you didn't really do a prediction. Like, she's going to like it, and she literally isn't liking the power that she has.
Well, and that's just a Marvel thing I've enjoyed.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's kind of funny.
That DC doesn't seem to do.
No.
And this is, again, why I love Marvel so much, or the heroes in Marvel love being heroes.
Right.
They get their powers, and they have fun with it. They love the idea of being a superhero. And eventually they develop the understanding that there are risks with it.
Right.
But they're still willing to do it to save other people, even if it means risking their life. But they still have fun with it.
Even like in the old comics, like what we've been reading.
So why is it the DC superheroes all seem to feel like it's a curse?
Like a burden.
It's a burden on them.
That is another question.
It's why I wasn't a fan of Moon Knight. It's one of the things I hated about Moon Knight. Right. We talked about that in our season finale episode.
Because it was just too serious. I mean, and that's sad to say that because, damn.
It's not the seriousness of it. I mean, everything should be serious to an extent.
Right, to an extent, but it was serious.
He didn't want anything to do with the Moon Knight persona.
No. In fact, when he got rid of it, he was happy. Ain't that a bitch? I was like,
this
whoa,
is not,
he was happy?
It's not fun.
Takes the... And maybe, I don't know.
And superhero movies should be fun.
Be fun, but this one didn't want to be fun at all.
Moving on a little bit further, other than talking about that, one of the other things that I really like...
She used their powers, too.
...is... And this is another thing. A lot of people are predicting this, and I have the same similar prediction. What if Kamala's grandma was a superhero at some point? Maybe not one that was known by a lot of people.
Like a Falcon Winter Soldier.
But what if she did use that bracelet to save people and maybe never took actual, fame or anything from it?
Because of the risk. So she decided to
But because Kamala's mom had even mentioned a couple times, your mother or your grandmother, she... there's been people in our family that's had their head in the clouds before that are more interested in stuff like this. So it kind of tells you that this is kind of a family thing.
Right.
That mom had skipped over. She probably found somebody young, got married.
Because And you know what I'm also thinking too? I bet the grandmother probably came to her with them bracelets, be like, "You need to take this role." No, I just want to be a wife, kids, family. It's okay. I'm just gonna go skip you and go straight to your granddaughter then, because you don't want to be Miss Marvel apparently, or whatever you want to be. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the. I'm gonna give it to the granddaughter. That's not the okay. I can see where everybody's predicting that. I saw that in the Screen Crush. There was Screen Crush around there too. So interesting.
I love the dynamic between her and Bruno.
Yeah, they are.
Because you can see that there's like a relationship ish connection between them. Like, there's even a point where you almost think they're gonna kiss.
Right
before they get into like an almost like Star Wars lightsaber-esque fight where they're acting like they're villains and stuff.
Right.
Which, by the way, is fun.
Right.
Again, how young relationships should be. You should find that person that you have fun with.
Right.
That you have that connection with. That where you could just be your absolute dumbest self and the other person's right there with you being their absolute dumbest self.
And not miserable. And calling your friend every day. Anyway.
Now, one of the fun things, the overall plot of this movie, again, playing with her head in the clouds thing, that's why everything's always moving and there's so much going on. She's seeing this stuff on walls and stuff, even though it's not actually there. So she's imagining all this stuff.
Right. On the head.
And I love how she makes this detailed plan after she's told she's not allowed to go to AvengerCon. She makes this detailed plan to get in without her parents knowing, involving Bruno's technical whiz and other stuff, and then nothing goes to plan.
Oh, yeah,
like, she had this plan where she was going to leap out the window and climb down the tree, and then she goes to leap out the window, and the branch breaks, and she falls to the fucking ground.
Dude, but that's realism. That's what's supposed to happen.
So she sees it going one way, but it doesn't go that
the other way. Hell no, that's right. That's funny. I thought oh shit. I was like, oh my god.
She gets to
roll credits.
She gets to the bus instead of them jumping off the bridge to the bus because there's no way they'd be able to pull that off.
Dear.
They take their bikes down there. He gets on, and as she gets on, her bike falls, and the bus takes off. She's like, "Stop my bike!" And they're like, "I guess it's gone." Which is the only the most unrealistic part of this whole fucking episode.
But I take it though.
No bus driver would have been like, "Nah, fuck you, your bike's gone." They'd have been like, "Yeah, go ahead, grab it real quick."
But is it fucked up that I was digging it though?
It was cool. I liked it because everything was failing.
Right. That's the overall is like it should fail. This place should not be bulletproof.
And she was supposed to be home by 9:20.
Oh my
she
God,
ends up not even getting back to like 11:30.
I thought it was like 12. Oh my God.
11:30, 12 o'clock. Like,
shit,
it's super
like midnight. I was like, oh Lord.
Like,
and that's why her mom can't give it that scolding. She's like, motherfucker.
She's in trouble.
And then what's real funny, she thought she was slick as shit. She waited for. Hey, you ever had that moment where like, where you been? Like, oh my God.
A funny story going back a subject. So the whole growing up in a family where they're expected to be a certain way.
Right.
They have their own different religious beliefs and upbringing. And it was funny because as me and Kat are sitting there watching, because Kat watches all these with me when they come on.
Oh, yeah.
All these new shows and stuff. And for those of you that don't know, Kat also goes with us to all the Marvel movies. And
yep.
So
she tags along.
She tags along. She's enjoying the MCU as it evolves.
Right.
And we're sitting here watching Miss Marvel. And Kat, and for those of you that don't know, Kat's my girlfriend. We're sitting there watching it, and there's that part, during several parts, where the parents are just being kind of overbearing. Like there's the part when she's trying to explain AvengerCon, and they're just not getting it, and they just don't care.
I was they just didn't care.
And every time stuff like that would happen, Kat would be like, "Are you fucking serious?"
But
and I have to remind her.
Eyes, right, there you go.
Like, you got to remember, different upbringing, different background,
you
different
see
beliefs.
into the minds of their like the just go off top of like the Doctor Strange student in Saudi Arabia. People get mad at it, but you got to look at it, different upbringing, different beliefs. Like this is how they see things. Like I mean, we're supposed to react to that in a way of like how Kat is. But it's like, oh, like damn, like she's explaining you this AvengerCon, but they're like, where's your books at? Like, look, that's literally the next thing. Books. Like, okay. Like, moving on.
Now,
next thing.
One of the things I have loved, and I'm expecting it to happen again at some point, but one of the things I have loved about these Disney Plus shows that I feel like a lot of the movies were missing are the more sentimental moments that kind of tug at your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you look at
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, and it's the moment where he's having a conversation with his son, but he doesn't have his hearing aids, so he has to basically have the conversation through Kate Bishop.
And
or
you
look at Falcon and Winter Soldier, especially the very end when he takes
the man.
I don't remember what his name is, but he takes the guy to the war memorial.
Oh yeah.
To show him his statue that he had erected for him.
Shit, you can even say Loki for that matter.
Loki has that moment when he's with Sylvie. All these shows have seemed to have had at least one moment that kind of get for a lot of us.
WandaVision his ass twice.
Yeah, they kind of make you get a little emotional. You might not cry, you might,
but you'll feel it.
You'll feel it. And now this one's going to affect people differently depending on who you are. But this episode actually had a moment for me that actually had me a little bit choked up because I'm a dad, and. It's a part where, so after she pleads her case to go to AvengerCon and they tell her no, her brother comes in and her brother tells her, I'll go talk to mom and dad for you. She's like, okay. So he goes down and then she goes to bed.
Right.
She wakes up and she's like looking at her costume while it's on, and then all of a sudden somebody knocks on her door, so she throws a robe on real quick, and her mom walks in and she's like, so I've got a surprise for you. She's like, me and your father are going to let you go to AvengerCon. And you see her get super excited. And then she's like, but I made a costume for you. You're going to be the Incredible Hulk. And she shows this costume. You kind of see that surprise kind of drop out of her face. She dies a little on the inside.
Yeah, dies.
And then she says, and also, in order for you to go, your dad's going with you.
Yeah, it's going with you.
And then he comes in dressed up as the Hulk. And he's like, and it's growling at.
That's why the only time I didn't feel the laughter from this, I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It's one of those things.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
And the reason why this hit me hard is this is a stage that I think every kid goes through at some point. Where they don't want to do things with their parents.
Because she's like, what, 13?
16.
For 16 years old, 16 years old, yeah.
They don't want to do things with their parents. So her dad's actually looking at this as a chance to be out with her. And to spend time with his daughter in a one-on-one situation, doing something that his daughter loves.
Right.
Even if he's not very into it.
Right.
And then for her to be like, no, this is embarrassing. I can't go with you. You would embarrass me. And as parents, we don't look at things as embarrassing.
Well, yeah, you look at it as like a memory.
We think of it as something we're going to get to go do with our kids.
Right.
But I can also remember being a kid.
Right.
And understanding, I don't want to go out and do things with my parents. I want to go out and do things
with
my
death,
friends.
But I
love them.
Right.
But I want to go out and experience life on my own and not have to have them tagging along for every little thing. So I get it. But again, you think of things differently once you start having kids. And it was one of those moments that kind of had me, like I said, a little bit choked up because, my kids are about that age.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, I can at least prove myself to be cool enough to go out and do shit with them as they get older. But at the same time, I'm also not a restricting parent like they were. Right? I'm not the type of parent that's like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. No fun for you. No, I'm very understanding when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm hoping that kind of evens out in the end.
He's like, I'm the cool dad. That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, you're going to an Avenger convention.
That's cool.
Maybe.
Right.
We ain't even got to walk together. I just want to go.
Right. Like, where are you going? I'm going over there. There's an Iron Man, there's a Spider-Man whole pavilion. I'm going to go over there. You do you. Don't get lost. Call me whenever you need me. I'm going to be that way. But I see you do it, just leave them.
But I love that they did that.
Yeah.
Because again, it also, I feel like, sets up what's going to be the future of this of this series.
Because she's going to need her family.
Because eventually she's going to need them.
Yeah.
For something.
Well, in the trailer, like something bad is coming out, obviously. So yeah, eventually going to need them.
And one of the last things we're going to talk about. Well, no, we also got to talk about the bracelet.
The bracelet. Okay.
She eventually gets this bracelet, and she puts it on. And when she's at the AvengerCon, this is when the powers activate. You see,
it activates.
You see the the outline go over her arm, and she's like, she sees it happening.
I wasn't. What? How?
And she flips.
Was she like bump? Did she bump into somebody?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to.
That was just her mind racing. That's what that was. It was.
Okay.
She flipped over, flipped back.
Right, because this.
Now she didn't actually physically move.
Right. Not yet.
But that's just how she's seen things.
Okay. I was like, damn. Like, put them bitches on. Whoa. She's gonna do a trip right now.
And I love seeing new superhero moments because she has no clue what she's doing. All she is she's being blinded by all the lights, and she's trying to block her eyes from all the flashes of people doing the photography.
It's like her shit got enhanced like by tenfold, man. It
kind of stresses her out a little bit,
right?
And she ends up, sticking her arms out, and her powers start to work, and things are moving. And
that's how she did use her powers.
I love that we even had that moment where, in a desperate moment, she was able to save the chick from her school that was also dressed up like Kamala or like Miss Marvel,
right?
Or Captain Marvel.
Nice catch, by the way. Holy shit.
But yeah, she reaches out.
Nice catch.
Gets the big hand that everyone was like, oh, she's not going to have any of her stretchy powers.
Right.
She still got them.
I like the whole stretchy thing. I like that. That's like a little paw. I like that shit. That's pretty cool.
So again, I thought they did a really good job with how she got her powers and kind of stumbling into using them.
That's just like Marvel characters like that stumble into using their power. That's pretty interesting.
And the last thing, and we'll touch very lightly on this. The last thing about this episode is the mid-credit scene.
Which, damn, we have not. I think that has never happened before in Disney Plus.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time it's ever happened in the first episode.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Right.
A lot of people missed it because of that, because a lot of people don't.
Well, they're going to assume
they don't normally do it first episode.
Right. It's like, oh, we'll get past credits. I'm like, no, that's not there. I was like, hey, whoa.
But this was also one of the few mid-credit scene I felt were. It's cool that it's there, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, because I guess, like, what does it do?
It's definitely setting up for damage control to try and get to her, which they're going to be kind of like the FBI of from the comics and the game. I don't know if you guys ever played the Avengers game, which is also playing up on Kamala's story very closely to the game itself, which was pretty cool. But yeah, she something I didn't notice until I watched Screen Crush. I always watch. So again, for those of you that are new here, I do watch Screen Crush quite often whenever they do put out videos and stuff like that. And Screen Crush had mentioned the guy in the mid-credit scene is actually the main cop that was interrogating Peter Parker from No Way Home.
Yep.
I didn't make the connection at first when I first watched it. I was just like, who the fuck are these people?
See, I was trying to figure out where I seen him from. It wasn't the connection. I was like, he really looks familiar. Like, we see him. I was like, was he in Thor Cap? I said, then I Googled said, no, he was got that with Slim the Paper. Like, no one hasn't seen Fury in like forever. Like, Fury's not been here at all. Well,
there was something else I wanted to touch on overall, though.
Which that's pretty cool that he's part of Damage Control.
Oh. With that being said, I do have a thought.
Oh, yeah.
/ prediction.
Yeah, predictions involved.
And this is going to play into a conversation you and I had earlier a little bit. You had mentioned that there was a conversation, or quote-unquote, an argument,
in a way,
as you like to call them, between the chick that plays Kamala Khan and Kevin Feige.
Yeah. Because she wanted, Inhuman stuff.
She wanted this to be true to the comics. And again, that's something else I'm loving about the show.
Even her, for a matter. Like, I respect her.
As an actress.
She wants,
Miss Marvel's her favorite superhero.
Right.
She dressed up as Miss Marvel from the comics. This version of Miss Marvel. She dressed up as this.
Bro, yeah.
For Halloween and stuff. Which, one of my favorite pictures I've seen so far was both her dressed up as Miss Marvel and Tom Holland dressed up as Spider-Man as kids for Halloween. And then them now in their adult costumes for the MCU. Which I thought was a really cool thing.
And she wants, and I respect her. Dang, for only being like 16, 17 years old, she said she wants to be
so here's the
true
thing.
to this person's comic, but yeah.
I always get excited when a fan of the source material becomes the hero in the source material. And the reason is I feel like they have the best chance at giving the most authentic feel for a character. It's why Tom Holland is near perfect for being Spider-Man. It's why she's been perfect so far for being Miss Marvel. I know we're only 1 episode in and it can fuck up anywhere. That's life. But for now,
we have 5 more left.
Near perfect for her character as well. Ryan Reynolds is perfect for Deadpool. Yeah. So forth and so on. It's one of my big complaints about
Chris Hemsworth. Like I can't see him else playing him.
So. It's one of my big complaints with Michael Keaton as Batman. He don't read the comics. He don't know shit about Batman. He's even openly admitted that he don't care about Batman.
He openly admit. At first, I was like, "Oh, he at least read it." Oh, he said, "I don't know who." In fact, Tim Burton had to help him, and he said because Tim Burton was the comic book fanatic. He's the one that had to show him literally how to be Batman. That's bullshit right there. That's the point. Yeah.
So, there was the whole conversation about the Inhumans thing and Kevin Feige.
She said she wanted like a lockjaw toy dog thing.
Supposedly telling her it's not the right time to introduce Inhumans.
Right, and it would be kind of a... I think he said it'd be kind of a messed up way to just introduce them like that. Like,
Here's the thing. I think we are being introduced to the Inhumans.
Through her. Right.
Few reasons. Number one, this is a family lineage. If her grandmother is somebody that has dealt with this, then it's something that's passed down genetically. Not anybody that puts those bracelets on, I can guarantee you, is going to work for them.
Right.
It's something that's...
It's like the secret... It's like the rings.
Within the family. That is an Inhuman thing. It's a genetic trait that is unlocked through the Terrigen Mist.
Right.
Now...
I still say that, even though that was her tripping up, hey, I'm saying that was the mist taking over right there.
And that is actually my prediction.
That's the mist taking over.
I think she has had the ability to gain these powers at any point by putting on the bracelets. I think the bracelets are infusing her with whatever their version of the Terrigen Mist is going to be.
Right, whatever MCU's version this is right. Yep.
So that little aura going over her, I'm guessing is probably the mist. Going of coursing over her and giving her the powers.
Right.
Because what I think is going to eventually happen, and here's the thing, I do think she is getting different kinds of powers with being an Inhuman, or in comparison to who she is in the comics. Because in the comics, her only power is really growing limbs to certain sizes and being able to grow herself and stretchiness and crazy stuff like that. In this one, she's also got the ability to like create things to walk on and
little photon things so that she can walk into.
That stuff that she was shooting out of her hands.
Right.
In the episode. I think at some point, because they've also kind of made her a fuck up.
Yes.
And that's a lot. A lot of that has to do with because she's awkward. She's awkward.
Well, awkward too.
She's like most of us nerds, awkward.
Have 1 or 2 friends and then that's it.
Right.
That's exactly. Hey, and her school, going up to her school life, bro. They did not. It's like, they evil, bro. Schools are evil.
But she's also very forgetful.
Yeah.
We've seen her forget things this entire episode. And one of the last things she forgets is the gloves that she leaves in the bathroom floor, which is when she decides she's going to put on the bracelet, go on stage, and then everything happens. I'm going to bet at some point in this episode, in this series, she's going to get in trouble and have forgotten the bracelet somewhere, but she's still going to be able to use the powers.
And Damage Control finds them. They find the bracelets.
I don't even know if it's going to be Damage Control. That's not even where my prediction's going.
No, it's not, but okay.
I just think she's going to leave them somewhere, but still have the ability to use the powers. Now, she's not going to think that she does, and I think she's going to get herself into a situation where it's like a near-death experience.
Of course.
And then that's when she's going to realize she's still got the powers.
She can still do them without the bracelets.
And she can still do them without the bracelets on.
But I hope that's where we should be. I think we talked about this outside. Like, we should be going into that route. Maybe like not right now, maybe in the next episode, but maybe soon. With like, we should be getting to now where it's like, oh, I can use these powers without the bracelets. Like, yeah.
If it happens, it won't happen until damn near the end of the series.
Well, it's just yeah.
Because it's got to be that last hurdle, kind of like in the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Remember when he's trapped under all that rubble?
Right.
And he's like, Mr. Stark!
Right, he started,
Mr. Stark!
And then he sees himself through like that little puddle of water.
And he has that moment where he sees Mr. Stark telling him, if you're not, if you can't, if you need the suit, then you're not really a hero, or whatever the fuck it is that he says.
Right. And
then Spider-Man builds up that.
He even says, "I'm Spider-Man."
And he says, "I'm Spider-Man." Up, like, stuff falls off of him.
Right.
He goes on to be the hero that he is. She's got to have a moment like that. She's got to be. She's going to have a moment somewhere in this series where she has nothing but doubt for herself because she's 16 years old. She's still a kid. Mm-hmm. That's now a superhero as a kid. So she's got to have that moment of helplessness to overcome. And I think that's going to be it. She's going to lose the bracelets, and then that's how she's going to find out she's still got the power. She's going to just have that moment where she's at her weakest, and it's like a burst of.
Well, that's any hero in the MCU. Hell, you go all the way back to Iron Man when Obadiah Stane took the heart out. Like that's a hero moment right there.
I still think Carol Danvers.
Yeah, I see her
is going to show up
Yeah.
at the end in a post-credit scene to give her name.
Of course.
Because that's what she does in the comic. Carol Danvers is the one that gives her the name Miss Marvel.
Right, because she's technically just herself right now.
And also to let her know we've got things we got to do because we know Miss Marvel is supposed to be with Captain Marvel and Photon in the Marvels.
I mean, come on now. They didn't just do that press conference when Brie Larson was talking to Kamala Khan about the situations about Miss Marvel. Because they had a press conference with them too. By themselves with nobody. Just
yeah, it wasn't a press conference.
Not a press conference, but like a meeting or an interview.
It was a what did they call it? It was a Zoom call.
A Zoom call, and she even posted a selfie with it. It's like come on now. They didn't just. It's like, guys, someone should have said hashtag. This is not foreshadowing nothing. Like, come on now,
right.
Come on now. I guarantee. I believe that's prediction. I would see Carol Danvers show up out of nowhere. Or not showing up, but just show up and be like, hey.
Like I said,
say hi.
I don't think she's going to show up in any big form in terms of in the show.
No, it's got to be.
But I'm pretty sure last post-credit scene of the season,
right.
She's going to show up and be like, hey, Miss Marvel.
Right. I need you. We need you.
We got work we got to do.
Like. And you know, they be saying, you know your friend you've been with? He was a Skrull the entire time. Like, oh my God. You've been friends with a Skrull, bitch. Like, you, Lord have mercy.
I don't think that'll happen because I don't think they have anything to do with the Skrulls.
I thought Secret Invasion was a Skrull. I thought Secret Invasion was a Skrull, wasn't it?
I don't think Miss Marvel's going to be involved in Secret Invasion. Photon is.
Oh, you're just going to be involved in the Marvels.
The Marvels movie is going to be its own thing.
Right.
That'll take place after Secret Invasion.
Right.
Now, with that being said, do you have anything you would like to add before I move on to the last point of discussion?
No, like I said, this was a good show. Besides not really knowing the full arts of being a Pakistan, young Pakistan woman or whatever, that's probably why I did give it a 7 out of 10. And who knows, maybe like I said, the next episode, like, you know, I like training montages. I love training montages to just learn how to use your power and shit. So that might bump that bitch up to like 8 or 9, to be honest.
I still think one of my favorite training montages of all time still comes from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh man, him throwing that bitch,
Sam's learning
doing runs, push-ups, running with having his nieces and nephews play around with it. Yeah, but I think the only position I see like is following what you said, but I think Damage Control finds the like I said, she's forgetful. I think Damage Control finds those gauntlets, like I think or the glove or the bracelets, and then maybe they'll put it on one of their people.
Right.
But that's pretty much one position I see. Because you can't introduce Damage Control.
And maybe Damage Control is the one that's going to put the Thunderbolts together.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to introduce these characters, right? You're going to introduce these characters. You better come on.
And that might be why they're trying to get to Miss Marvel.
Oh, you know what? Okay, another prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if Contessa just shows up in this bitch.
Could happen.
Because she's supposed to be in Wakanda forever. But
now,
yeah.
For the last little bit of conversation, talking about the MCU and people's dislike of what's going on
with Phase 4, right?
With Phase 4. There's been a lot of conversation going around on the Twitterverse,
as the hype
on Reddit, amongst other YouTubers.
Yeah, even YouTubers was talking about it. That's crazy.
There's a couple like Nerdotic, Blow Me.
Oh yeah, he says some shit too. Yeah.
A lot of people thinking Phase 4 is just trash.
Which is so sad, because I'm like,
And
hey.
here's my first problem with this. The first problem I have is you've got to give Marvel time, or that's not even it. The first problem I have is, first off, for most of the people out there that have been watching Marvel for the last 20 years, or was it 20 years? 2006?
It's been 15 years.
2006 is when...
No, 2009.
2009 is when Iron Man came out?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's been about 15 years, I believe. 15,
so
16. Almost 20 years, actually.
For almost 20 years.
About almost 20.
There's a lot of people that obviously... And again, that being the start of it, having Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk...
Black Widow,
having all these characters...
On the big screen.
The
shit that you read comic books, you have now seen them on the screen now.
And you watched for 15 years as their stories all unfolded.
Right.
And we got to that.
Who they are.
We got to that climax of Infinity War and Endgame and watched all these stories come together. And you watched a few of your favorite characters die. Others disappear for good, probably because they got old or whatever reason. And now, with all of the big name people that have been in it from the... Well, not all of them. A lot of the big name people from the beginning being gone. There's a feeling of disconnect for people. Because
now we don't have no Avengers.
There's no Avengers or anything like that. And I think that's one of the first problems with the hardcore MCU audience.
Because they want to see an Avengers.
They don't have those characters they've come to know and love around anymore.
Right.
Here's the secret that I want to tell you guys. When the MCU first started...
Nobody didn't really give a damn about it, to be honest.
I didn't give a fuck.
Bro, I mean, the thing you saw first was when you told me that shit, I said,
the very first movie came out was Iron Man.
Hey, you didn't even give a shit, bro.
You wanna know what I said?
Give a shit about
You wanna know what I said? Fuck Iron Man. Who the fuck is Iron Man?
That's crazy.
And then they put out a Captain America movie.
Oh, Lord.
Who the fuck is fuck Captain America? I still fuck Captain America to this day.
Although that has not changed.
I like MCU Cap.
Right. You don't like that.
And then you start getting Ant-Man. Fuck Ant-Man.
Bro.
Why are we getting an Ant-Man
Let
movie?
me tell you something. With Ant-Man, I was like, hold up, G. What are we really doing? Because if you said that sounds so stupid on paper, actually. You
now,
think about it.
With that being said, though, eventually, what happened was somebody had loaned me a pirated copy of Avengers, and I actually still had no intent on watching it. I didn't care. Somebody's like, hey, here's a movie for you. Take it home and watch it. Dude, I don't even remember who gave it to me. I don't even remember why. I didn't ask for it.
That's a typical Nick. That is really a typical Nick right there. He's like, I don't want this shit.
And one day, after having it for about 2 weeks...
Brian, guys, 2 weeks, guys. He literally...
I'm sitting at home on a weekend with nothing to fucking do. And I'm like, you know what? At worst, I waste 2 hours of my life. I've done worse for stupid shit. I'll go ahead and watch this dumbass movie. Open up my Xbox 360, put the disc in, close it, watch the movie.
I saw that bitch in theaters. Shit.
2 hours later, all of a sudden, my mind goes, I gotta watch all the movies that got us here. That was a really fun movie. So I went back and I watched Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, First Avenger, Iron Man 2, so forth and so on. And I started to have the beginning of a love for characters I once never gave a fuck about. We're in that situation now.
Where it's like...
all over again.
Right. Yeah, we're starting... Now noticing it now, we're starting back over. Which we should. It's like a reboot. We're rebooting ourselves now.
The difference is there's at least a few characters that are still around from the generation that we loved.
Generation Y.
To help ease us into this new era of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
We still got Thor.
We got Doctor Strange.
We got Doctor Strange.
We got Thor.
Still got Ant-Man.
We got Ant-Man.
You still got War Machine. You still got other people. Falcon. Well, Captain America. You still got people.
Cap.
He's leading the fucking way. Cap is leading it.
There's still a good portion of characters that we already know and love that we can hang on to. And now we get to start having these new characters introduced in.
Fantastic Four.
The Kate Bishops.
And then the Kate Bishops.
The Kate Bishops, the She-Hulks.
Yelena.
The Miss Marvels. All these characters that I guarantee you so many people have no clue who they are.
Right.
Dude, Miss Marvel, the one thing I have seen the most complaint on is somebody saying,
oh dear,
I can't believe they changed Miss Marvel's ethnicity and her powers.
You know what? I knew that was coming.
And her powers.
I knew that was coming.
For a new generation.
You have never seen a TV
And I said,
show.
then you have no clue who Miss Marvel is. Now, I know a little bit more about Miss Marvel than most people starting off who have no clue who she is.
I saw an animated TV show.
Because, well, my introduction to her more fully is the Avengers video game.
Right.
They got shit on by so many people, by the way. I loved it. Fuck them. But, again, it's a completely different character.
Right.
Yes, Carol Danvers at one point early on in her comic career was Miss Marvel.
Right.
And then eventually she took the Captain Marvel name because Marvel died.
Right. Another one.
Was it Marvel that she took it from?
Right.
One of the guys that was Captain Marvel. So she became Captain Marvel. That means there was no more Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan gets her powers, becomes a superhero, and that's when Carol Danvers gives her the Miss Marvel name. It's Carol that names her.
Right, which they're probably going to stay true to that. It's Carol that names her that character.
And then the same thing goes on with, and again, going back to Nerdrotics or whatever the fuck his name is.
Dear.
The MCU, believe it or not, asshole, most of the big-time heroes in the Marvel Universe in the comics right now are females.
Right, yeah, and that's right now.
But, going back to Hawkeye, from the very beginning of that show, I knew, this is a passing of the torch from Clint to Kate of the Hawkeye name. I knew that going into it. I never had a doubt. I never had misconceived notions that this show was going to be about Clint. I knew this show was going to be about Kate Bishop.
Well, shit, you can say with Falcon Winter Soldier. From square one, well, hell, like that right there, boom. This is literally you, Sam Wilson, turning, you are Captain, I'm so sorry, you are Captain America, friend. You were it.
And that's what these shows are doing. They're pushing us into the next generation of the MCU. So that was my first problem, was so many people complaining about all these characters that are now getting the spotlight. And for those of you that think Lady Thor, or the Mighty Thor, as she's known in the comics, is going to come in and replace Chris Hemsworth, she's not.
No, because Chris Hemsworth said he is going to do this shit to you guys. Do not like this motherfucker no more.
Right.
He is dead ass. He do 5 Thors. Let's go. Sign him up.
Another problem I'm having there are a lot of people, and this will be actually probably the second and last thing that I'll talk about amongst this, because this is the only other thing I can think of that we haven't really touched on lately. There is a lot of people that are complaining that there's superhero burnout.
Or Marvel, I brought that up a few.
Marvel burnout.
More burnout because of all the hype and everything.
But the problem with this is I don't think it's so much that... don't get me wrong, there are probably some people that are getting superhero burnout. I can understand what burnout is. Not in Marvel, because I love Marvel.
Right.
I love what they're doing.
We may have disagreements, but overall, fuck no. Keep this train going.
Right. Right. There may be a show that pops up here and there, or a movie that pops up here and there that I'm not super big on. And again, I don't think Marvel has put out anything bad.
Nope.
There's things that I don't like as much as others. Moon Knight probably being on the bottom of that totem pole.
And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but overall...
overall, though, I still think they're good. Moon Knight is good. It's just not a good Marvel show for me. It's a good drama.
Right. Well, like in regards to Galaxy, like I like the first one. You like that? Like that's one of the things. But overall, that's what the whole.
A lot of people's getting this superhero burnout,
Which that's everything crazy.
And what comes along with that? Everything Marvel puts out is the same. Phase 4 has shown you that it's not
different. Actually,
every single show for Phase 4 so far has felt so different from the show that came before it. We started off with WandaVision that felt like a mixture of all the TV sitcoms we grew up
with
watching.
Crazy off the wall.
With some crazy stuff going on.
In between.
And then we turn into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right behind it. Replacing Captain America, literally.
Had a big focus on racial inequality, which was what that show's driving point is. And then right after...
Loki, right? Was it Loki?
I don't think it was Loki that came right after that.
I thought it was. What if? No, it was Loki. It had to been Loki. It had to been Loki.
Was it Loki?
Yeah, I think it was.
I thought there was one more show before Loki. I could be wrong.
Right.
But even then, so like Loki is its own thing. It's time travel and
showing you other
living
places.
outside of time
outside of time.
Dealing with the TVA and all this other stuff.
And stuff not being real and whatnot. Right.
And then
you get Hawkeye like right behind it.
And then right behind that, we get What If, which is whatever it was. And then it was an animated show though, an animated show that was taking place in so many different dimensions.
Right, because of all the branches that happened. Really, in Loki, to be honest, if you want to be blunt, because of what happened in Loki, all those branches happened.
And then we turn around and get Hawkeye,
right,
which was all about passing on the Hawkeye name to Kate Bishop and him getting home to his family for the holidays. And
now we're like with this situation.
And then you look at the movies.
We ain't even done.
You want to talk? Yeah. You want to talk about different? You get Shang-Chi.
Starting out the gate. Well, you get Black Widow, then you get Shang-Chi.
Of Phase 4.
Right,
I don't count Black Widow.
Yeah, we never count Black Widow.
But you get Shang-Chi straight out the gate.
Straight out the gate.
Is more like a kung fu movie.
Which that's fun. I can watch that all day, actually.
And then you get what everyone complained about because it was so different. The Eternals.
Right.
And again, I'm sorry if you were just too dumb to understand all the stuff that was going on without seeing it. Like, again, you'd have to be a pretty decent history buff to understand a lot of it. And again, I don't mean to call y'all dumb. Yeah, I do.
Right, because I'm not a history buff. I just found it entertaining. There were some flaws, but I found it entertaining. Yeah.
And then what was the next movie? Everybody loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that was that next one. Yeah, it was Spider-Man. Yep.
And then we get
right around your birthday.
Doctor Strange,
right here,
which is the
showed everything.
First semi-horror movie in the MCU.
It didn't
and was done masterfully.
Sam Raimi did not disappoint.
No,
he didn't disappoint. He made sure that.
And to everyone that was like, Doctor Strange had no character arc, do you not believe that entire movie?
Hell, let's go back to the first movie.
Doctor Strange learning to get over Rachel? That's what that was. At the very end, when he fixes the watch but then puts it away.
That's it.
That was him closing the door on something that's been bothering him the last 6 years of his fucking life. So yes, there was a huge character arc for Doctor Strange in that. Yes, it was introducing America Chavez. Yes, it had a huge thing to do with Wanda.
Ultimately, it was literally him.
But that was more about Doctor Strange.
If you think about it,
his issues.
Really, Phase 4 is literally moving on.
Yes.
Each of all of it, moving on from Wanda to Falcon to Spider-Man.
And now we're
everything.
About to get Thor.
So now, how is
he's going to be visiting different pantheons of religions and
then it makes you wonder, now what's he going to do? So how is he going to move on? Like, because I'm not saying move on like the Thor, because like I said, that's never going to happen. But now it's like, where are we going to take this character now? Because now she's going to basically be your Thor, pretty much.
And I've seen people complain about the TV shows.
Yep, they've said like it's not bringing much hype compared to the movies.
They're like, why are we getting these long TV shows for shows that could just be turned into 2-hour movies?
2-hour movies.
Because in those 2 hours, you're not going to get the kind of character development you get in a 6-hour show.
You'll be pissed off.
You'll be like, plot hole.
Right.
Plot hole. Well, because you didn't want us to tell the story.
You don't want to tell the story. Like with the Hawkeye situation, instead of getting that slow pace, it's all right. Oh, son, I'll see you after Christmas. Damn, that's it? We're not going to get this, Kate Bishop writing down, showing this. Nope. We got to keep going. It's a movie. It's got to keep the pace going.
And I seen somebody else complain. I think it was famous YouTuber with the Sidemen. He's also a rapper.
Joe, you said with the side. Oh, it's okay. Well, it's not him, but it's
Deji's brother.
Oh, it is him.
Deji's brother.
Oh, Deji's brother. Oh, with the glasses.
I don't think he has glasses.
Okay, glasses.
He's got the braids. English accent.
Oh, that is a side. I thought it is Sidemen. No,
the Sidemen is a group of people.
It's a group of people. What is his name? Lord. Oh man, I forgot his name. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. So he said something.
Hold on.
He said, "Wow."
I gotta make sure I get the name right.
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, I know. He said something. I know you're talking about, but yeah, I forgot his name though. KSI. Are you for real? What did he? Oh, really?
KSI posts on Twitter talking about Doctor Strange, and he says, "So you mean to tell me?
Oh no!
I had to watch a 6-hour show just to understand what was going on in a movie." And here's the thing: no, actually, that's the beautiful thing. You didn't need to watch WandaVision to get what's going on in the movie.
Hell no! You can just watch that bitch right there.
What's going on in the movie is very self-explanatory.
That bitch is crazy.
Wanda's going to try and kill a bunch of people to get her kids.
Right. You don't
now,
scrap WandaVision.
To understand more about her connection with her kids,
you can watch WandaVision.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I love it.
It's a part of the MCU.
It's part of the MCU.
If you're truly a fan of the MCU, you should be watching this shit anyways. And I am so tired of people saying, I don't have the time. Dude, you're telling me you can't spare.
Yeah, that gets irritating.
40 to 50 minutes a week.
Right.
For 6 weeks at a time. We're talking
you can pick a day.
6 weeks, and then you get 3 to 6 weeks off.
Hell, you don't have to watch it when it comes out. You don't have to watch it when it comes out. You can watch that bitch on Thursday, Friday.
You can't find a 1 hour time frame where you're not doing anything. Guys, I run 3 YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And I find time to watch the shows.
And a live stream.
I find time to do the movies. It's not an excuse. Now, you might not want to watch the shows, and if that's the case,
right. Then say that.
That's on you.
Then say that. Yeah. Say you don't want to watch it, but don't turn around and be like, like we don't talk to coworkers. I don't got time. I'm not saying watch that bitch at 3:30. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. We just do it because we want to just get.
We get off of work right around the time it comes on.
Right. What the hell?
Why not sit down and watch it?
Why not? It's right there. Right. Oh, unless we get off at 12:30. Then it's like, shit, I gotta find something to do.
Then he naps.
Then he naps, and then he tries to wake me up.
Because I come home.
Well, then he has to record.
So and by the time we're done recording and uploading,
it'd be time to go do it. Right. But I think that's so funny, because we like 10 hours. Like, bro, we go right into that bitch. Let's go. It'd be 3 by the time I get home anyway.
But yeah, so people are complaining, oh, the shows. And it's like this. To be honest, in order... Marvel is trying to be able to tell more stories to build a wider universe.
Which I thought was the whole point of this whole thing.
And that's what the whole point of this is. Not all of these characters are going to have movies people are going to go see.
Right.
And nobody wants Marvel to put out 20 movies a year. I mean, I would. Because I'm psychotic.
Right. I would love to see 20,000 movies come out. Like, hey, and 40 billion TV shows. Let's go.
But the problem that we're also running into, it's a counter problem for Marvel. You want to tell all these stories, they don't have the time they think they do to tell them. Because these actors are getting older. The older actors are getting even older. Or I don't know if that's a word.
Like, how old is Samuel Jackson? Goddamn it. Like 80 out this bitch. Still doing it. Let's go.
So in order to tell the stories that they want to tell and have the intricacies of the storytelling that they want to have, honestly, what they would need to do is go to a 5 to 6 movie a year format. Now, not every single movie needs to be straight to theater. They could probably They could probably do 4 movies in theater, 2 movies exclusive to streaming on Disney Plus, and then 6 to 8 shows a year that are just 6-hour blocks of television. And that's how you would want to build this universe up in a way that you can have all these people have all this screen time, tell this grand story that you want to tell, and be able to push out different stories. And that's the overall goal. You don't want to tell the same story over and over and over again.
That shit will get boring. Now there you go, Marvel fans.
And that's why
that shit will get boring.
And that's why I don't get mad that things get changed. Do you want to experience the story
right
the way it was originally intended? Cool.
Right.
Read the fucking comic.
Right.
That's what you want to there do. For.
Right.
But you can't just take a comic and put it on the screen.
Right.
You've got to make changes to keep people who have already read the shit out of those comics interested enough to be like, ooh, I wonder what they're going to change. I wonder how this is going to be different. I wonder how things are going to fit into each other. A prime example, if you want to talk about comics to kids shows to movies, the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles justly got pooped on for some things, but one of the things I never agreed on with other people, I loved from the first movie that Michael Bay put out for the Ninja Turtles. I loved that the turtles themselves were April's pets at one point.
Right.
And she got them into the sewers to free them from being killed, which is what makes them come back to protect her. I never understood why this random redheaded white chick in the middle of fucking New York City
right.
randomly had 4 mutated fucking turtles.
Big ass turtles. Holy
constantly shit. Protecting her.
Right.
Never understood it. But all of a sudden, you kind of give a little bit of backstory. Oh, hey, all you this is the chick that saved us.
Just a little bit of backstory. That's all you need.
She's the one that saved us. We should keep her safe.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
I loved that change. Same thing goes to Power Rangers when they did the remake movie when they were rebooting the series.
Right.
They changed a lot of the story. Instead of being goody two-shoes teenagers,
they actually were bad.
They were troubled teenagers.
They were actually troubled teenagers.
And becoming superheroes kinds of puts them back on the right path of life.
Right. Like all of them were bad. Even Billy, goddamn, not that crazy.
He was accidentally bad.
Well, I fuck with it though. Ain't that true? I think he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. He got bullied. But yeah.
No, when you accidentally blow shit up all the time, that's a good reason to get in trouble.
We just talking about school, blow everything. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but no. So I love that they changed up the stories for the Marvel movies, and a lot of times it's a lot of changes. Sometimes it's not very many.
I mean, come on, man. We're living in a world now. We got Thor 4. We got a 4th Thor movie. We got a 4th MCU movie. Bro, times is great. we got a 4th MCU movie, man. Like, that's crazy.
And lastly, I had gotten into a Twitter debate.
Oh, dear. Another one?
We touched on it a little bit of it last week when we had during our podcast. But it was somebody that was complaining about the way Gore the God Butcher looks in the new movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of the things I have an issue with is how quick fans jump down Marvel's throat.
For no reason, really.
For things.
Or for petty things, really.
And the reason it bothers me, there are things that are definitely worth jumping down companies' throats for. The way Sonic looked at first in the first movie was a prime example of something that they justifiably got wrecked for. He looked like now I would have personally loved the monster look because it was creepy and I'd have been there for it. But that's me.
If you ever have time, please watch Chip and Dale. They have the ugly Sonic in Chip and Dale. And they made him look even more ugly as fuck. I said, yo, hey, there he is.
But here's the thing. Yes, Gore looks different than he does in the comics.
Right. He's not, yeah.
But he doesn't look terrible.
Because people still hate him even now after the final product, what he looks like. Like, wait a minute, y'all still don't like this Gore?
Still looks really
fucking
cool.
Crazy. He looks crazy.
And that's one of the things I'm excited for. And there are people like, oh no, he shouldn't have his nose. I'm sorry. I don't want an Ebony Maw look-alike. I want him to be his own character. And especially...
I know Christian Bale's going to kill this
especially with Christian Bale. Christian Bale
he's gonna kill it.
Is such a good actor. I don't want him behind CGI and prosthetics.
He look like that. Why he look like American Psycho actor from? Hey, he took up the American Psycho look, bro. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie, but no, he shouldn't be CGI. So, he needs to be. Yeah,
I'm excited for Gore to be who he is in the form that he's in.
Right.
And it's one of those things. I wish fans would take the time to trust Marvel with what they're doing. I feel like, to this point, where we are now, Marvel hasn't failed.
Really, they haven't. They've been like they again, like New England Patriots. They have not hit. They have not no misses.
There's definitely been things for everyone,
right? Because some people might not Iron Man 3 or Dark World, but some people like it for somebody.
There might not be as good as others. And that's fine. You're definitely allowed to have what taste you have and whatever it is that you have. That's the point of
Marvel. Like, hell, if you just want to watch Captain America, they just watch that shit.
But at the end of the day, they haven't really failed.
No, they haven't. And like most companies have.
I'm not going to not have trust until they do.
And I mean, it has to be like
consistently
DCEU.
I'm not saying that Marvel won't put out something that I think is just absolute trash.
Where somebody would think it's
But
good.
I'm not going to take that one moment of absolute trash and immediately be like, no, they're going to fuck up everything. They're going to fuck up everything else.
Right,
they're going to fuck up everything else.
To have 3 fails in one DCU, goddamn.
They need to fail a couple times within a short period of time for me to finally start to question what they're doing. But as of right now, I have nothing but absolute faith in what Kevin Feige...
Right, they're doing it.
And the Marvel crew are doing. I've liked every show so far on Disney Plus. Disappointed in Moon Knight? Yes. But that's because of my own bullshit. And I fully understand that. And I own it.
Man. Well, overall...
It's not a bad show. It's just not my kind of superhero show.
Right.
And that's fine. I don't expect everything to be my kind of show. I'm probably one of 10 people that still are looking majorly forward to She-Hulk. There's a lot of people out there. I'm friends with a few of them that are like, why is She-Hulk even getting a show?
Why not?
Believe it or not, She-Hulk's one of the important characters in Marvel right now. Not the MCU yet, because she's not in it.
Right.
But in Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm excited for her to come in. It's a new character.
Right. As I said, why not?
We got new characters.
We get new characters
for it.
Bro, the MCU has just rebooted themselves. Well, I haven't rebooted themselves. Like, damn, how they do that shit? That's crazy. Insane. You see that shit?
But yeah, I am excited for what's to come.
We're getting Riri.
And again, Black Panther's a movie.
We got Namor.
Black Panther's a movie I'm not necessarily interested in.
Right.
Because of
Jared Boseman, right.
Boseman not being there.
Right.
But I'm definitely curious. We're about to get Namor involved. We're about to get Riri Wilson put in. We'll finally figure out what's actually going to happen to the Black Panther moniker. Whether it's going to be Shuri.
Yeah.
Whether she's going to be picking up the mantle, or they could honestly recast.
Yeah, you could
somebody to come
recast to play T'Challa.
We don't know what they're doing.
Right.
They haven't said a fucking thing.
Right. We just know that Namor's in. That was the last bit of news that Namor is, or that the person who's playing Namor is in the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it in theaters when it comes out.
Yep, damn straight. I
am going to go in curious.
Right.
But I'm not going to go in thinking it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be a good movie. Because Marvel knows what they're doing right now. They know the story they want to tell. And they're doing a good job of telling that story. And right now in Phase 4, they're moving life forward. Everyone's moving on with life, trying to figure out what the next step in life is.
What the next step is.
Just like we're trying to figure out what the next step in the MCU is.
Right.
We've all grown with the MCU.
I mean, why stop now? You went through 1 through 3. Why 4 now? Why 4 was like, yo, this is bad. What, you could have did it at 3. Hell, you could have did it at Phase 2 if you wanted. But it's like the 4th one. It's like, that's the one. That's the one that everybody's gawking about, ranting about. Okay.
And again, a lot of these characters might not be characters y'all are super into, and that's fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, give it a chance.
That's all you can do.
Let them tell their story.
That's it.
Guys, we're about to get, in some way in the next 2 to 3 years, We're about to be introduced to the X-Men in the MCU, to mutants,
right.
to Inhumans.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four are coming.
Jesus Christ. And
like, yeah, there's a lot of characters that aren't around anymore, guys. But we're about to get a lot of other legendary characters come back in.
Deadpool, first family. Deadpool 3.
Deadpool's about to come out. That's going to be an MCU movie.
Right, that's going to be... Yeah.
Deadpool's in the MCU now.
Yeah.
Like, guys, there's a lot to be excited about.
And we got M's like, what, 10 untitled Marvel movies? We don't even know what those untitled Marvel movies are. I think we ain't
with all the things there's to be excited about, there's little bits and pieces that are being thrown in on Disney Plus here and there. Of different characters to be introduced, sprinkling them here, sprinkling them there.
It's like they're set. It's almost like phase one. Like they're building something, but we don't know what. And until we actually get, I guess, a trailer or more announcements of news, it's like you said, they're sprinkling here and there. Like I said, with Kid Loki, the Falcon dude, or even with Kate Bishop, Yelena, like they're just like. And right now, look at that! Right off the bat, we're getting a Thunderbolts. They just randomly threw it out there.
Hey, Thunderbolts come.
Right, they just randomly threw that. Next year, summer 23. What the fuck?
And do you know what the difference between... You guys want to compare it to Suicide Squad?
Well, this is going to be done right.
The difference between Thunderbolts and Suicide Squad is... When the very first Suicide Squad movie was announced... I'm not talking about the Suicide Squad.
No, you're talking about the one that said fuck...
Squad.
The dude that said fuck Marvel? Yeah.
When Suicide Squad was first announced... Most people were like, who? The fuck is that?
Right.
What's the Suicide Squad?
This is supposed to combat against Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was like, oh, okay.
But
good luck.
Thunderbolts gets announced. And what's going on? Thunderbolts are coming.
Because
we're about to get the Thunderbolts.
Because here's the thing. If you are doing it, you're bringing the characters that we already know that have been established. If this is true, you bring Yelena... Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo. You're bringing the Echo chick from Ant-Man the Wasp. If those are confirmed characters, you have your Thunderbolts right there. You actually have
most of the characters.
I know they'll be most characters. I'm just saying, but and there are going to just probably some new characters too, which that's cool. Like I said, more sprinkle right there. But I'm just saying, damn, you already are starting to introduce people. You got U.S. Agent. If that's where we're going to, like now you're gonna wonder where he went to. You gotta have some established characters here, and that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot to be excited for,
right?
And we're also close to Nick Fury being back,
right? We're gonna see Nick Fury,
his thing.
Spider-Man, he's gonna be coming back because he got signed up for 5-6 year contract out this bitch. It's crazy, man. But anyways, just sit back and relax a little bit. But they won't. I didn't tell you come next one. We're gonna get a whole nother rant. Probably Thunderbolts.
And again, I didn't want to go into this as a rant. I wanted to go into it to explain to people. For all three of you that are actually sticking around for this hour and a half long fucking podcast.
Yeah, this is actually a long podcast. We haven't done one of these in a long time.
Guys, just be patient. Let Marvel tell their story.
It's like beating a dead horse. We have said this over and over again, but yet somehow we can get more shit.
Seeing people trash something without giving something the chance to flourish in a way that they would enjoy.
Right, you give it one star to Miss Marvel. Shame on you for that.
We have watched a Universal universe get tore down.
Shit, right?
Because of one critically bad movie.
Right, we were supposed to get
one.
Right.
Again, I say one critically bad because I thought it was a pretty damn good movie, even with fucking Tom Cruise. I still enjoyed it. And that was the movie that was actually setting up the universe.
Right.
That was the one that was setting up the foundation that goes and hunts monsters and things like that.
That was supposed to have
been. And people shit on it so bad, Universal canceled it. All of it. Thankfully, we might be getting a Dracula Untold 2, which I'm excited for.
It's funny though, because you see, even in Hansel and Dracula besides little thing, you see Dracula Untold's little fangs or whatever in there. So yeah, it was supposed to set up the monster universe.
But let things play out. Again, not everything is going to 100% be to your liking, and that's fine. That's fine. Not everything is going to interest you like it does my easily entertained ass. I get that.
He's like, I'm entertained for this shit. Like, are you really? Yes. They're like, I love this shit. I live for this shit.
Again, I just sat here and told you guys, Miss Marvel, the very first episode, is my favorite first episode in a Disney Plus show so far. You guys don't understand how highly I rank every Disney Plus show. It is hard for me to sit here and tell you which ones I think are the best and which ones are not. Because on any given day, depending on the mood I'm in, could depend on what I think is the best Marvel show.
Shit, we can turn around and say Loki is. We can turn around and say fucking Falcon Soldier.
Right. They all have had their
moments.
Big
shining moments,
and they've all had their lows. It happens with every show.
But yeah, overall, MCU has never missed. I will stand by that side down. It's fun. The MCU has not missed a thing. They like New England Patriots. They just shoot. They are making nothing but Super Bowls.
And again, there's already talks. We might be getting a World War Hulk.
Yep. Yeah. Universal. They said Marvel is trying to get in talks with Universal into doing a World War Hulk, which that is crazy. Could you imagine hearing it? Because back then we were like, Universal don't want to give it. Now with how big MCU has gotten, now they're in talks. Just whatever. But that's pretty interesting that we finally get to see where we're taking this Hulk character now.
Let Marvel pull its strings where it can.
Right, because this thing, man. Oh yeah.
I mean, remember 11 years ago? Man, I would love to see Spider-Man in the MCU. Yeah. Man, it would be so cool. Sony's never going to give that up, but I would love to see Spider-Man. And then all of a sudden,
Civil War.
It took one trailer to break that wall down.
Right.
We found out Marvel and Sony made a deal. Spider-Man shows up in Civil War. All of a sudden, it's a whole new ball game.
Right.
Because Marvel pulled the strings that they could pull.
Right.
Told the story that they wanted to tell. Put him in a moment that it actually felt right for him to show up. And they're going to continue to do what they do.
Watch one of these episodes. Watch some of these shows. They're going to show like Wolverine and be like, ha, there he is. They're going to show Wolverine and just like randomly show up out of fucking nowhere. Like, okay.
But yeah, let them tell their stories. Stop being a whiny bitch.
Just let them do themselves, man. Like that's
and somebody was trying to say, oh, so you just have this mentality of you just take what's thrown at you and you just swallow it. It's not even that. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
As I said, it's nice that you're not liking it, and that's fine. You don't have to be a fan of MCU no more.
I'm just letting the MCU tell their story. Again, if there's some things that I disagree with, there's some things I disagree with, but I'm not going to go on the internet and
put a 1-star review and say it's ass. Like, what? Get out of here, bro.
And sit there and complain, oh, they're not paying the original authors and drawers.
Right, or Lou Ferrigno once again coming out and be like, hey, I work hard for my abs. I don't give a if you step. Nah, never mind.
Anyways.
Yeah, we've been ranting for like 2 hours now.
So, with that being said, thanks to everybody that stuck around this long.
That's we haven't done one of them bitches. We
haven't done a long
like 5 or 6 months since we first started one of these battles. We started this shit, yeah.
Next week we will be covering. So next week, I can still do that. Next week we'll cover episode 2.
So yeah, I can still do it.
The week after, we might not have a podcast then. I don't know. It depends on if the backup person that I have for Ralph comes in and fills that spot for that week. If not, we'll cover the next 2 episodes the week after.
Right.
We'll just have to see where we're at.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
We love you all.
Thank you for kicking with us.
Thank you for hanging with us.
Of you guys are awesome.
We will see you all next week. Excelsior.
Have a good day. Peace.